Gotta go to somebody else. Mayfield pulls it down now on the run. They're gonna make it to the end zone for the touchdown. One now. Chubb, running room to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Third down, Hunt breaks a tackle and he's got a first down. Here's still on his feet. Kareem Hunt breaks it towards the end zone and he's in. This one out of your hands quickly. Third and goal. To the end zone, it's caught by Njoku.
Welcome, everybody, to the Den of the Dogs podcast. I am your co-host, Clarence Wilson, and with me, as always, is our other co-host, Double R, Rubin Rodriguez. Rube, how you feeling, man?
Clarence is doing well, man. How you feeling? It's been a week since we talked. Well, we got the normal group chats and all that with Believe Land Media, but how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Living, man. Living, as always. Or I shouldn't say as always, but it's becoming the norm now. There's some Browns drama.
Hey, man, it is
Getting tired of it. I want to put out there, we are brought to you by Believe Land Media, LLC. Make sure you go check out all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of young kids doing some really good things. If you're looking for the fun podcast right now, I believe that would be All Things Cavalier, because they're the only team in Cleveland that's having any fun right now. As baseball might not be played, and if you listen to us, you know what's going on with the Browns, and follow social media as well. Also check out the Guardians of the CLE podcast and the Future Guardians, just getting all of your Guardians news. Bang, I didn't say try.
Absolutely. Yeah, we didn't say that. We haven't said that magic word yet. I think 16 weeks in a row. We haven't said that magic word today. But just to piggyback, yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. The kids are excited about it. Every day there's something out there for the viewers and people to follow their stories, their own separate podcasts, and they're having a blast doing it. I look forward to it every day with Melinda and the crew over at the Guardians, letting us know what's going on. Get a little plug for her and those folks over at the Guardians podcast, but they're giving us a 1, 2, 3 on what's going on with these Major League Baseball talks. But folks, if you want to be a part of it, we have some sponsorship opportunities for everyone. You guys get to choose. Again, we say it every week. You get to choose how you want to be a part of our team. Just jump in at believelandmedia.llc.com. Kevin Sledge's information is in there. Give him a holler. And we've got some packages that he can go over with you. So what do we got here? What do we got, my boy Clarence? What do we got?
All right. So we're just gonna dive right in. This Jarvis cryptic tweet stuff that all went down. Him saying all kinds of stuff. I got the tweet right here. I don't know. At this point, like I said, it's becoming highly annoying with just the cryptic tweets. He said, the reality behind all this is I came back to play the best shape of my life. I got hurt week 2 with a high-grade MCL sprain, partial quad tear, and bone bruise. Then came back to play way too early and ended up staying hurt the entire season. You never heard me mention anything about it. That tweet, to me, speaks to some people who read that last line thing, you never heard me mention anything about it, and tried to pin that on somehow how Baker talked about his injuries. But I don't see it that way. I see that as more of like him just being a quiet guy and then not talking about his injuries. But some of this tweet speaks to me to a larger issue of, is something going on with the medical staff? Because it seems like that's
I have no
general
idea.
story.
I have no idea. It seems kind of odd to me, though, that it comes out now.
Yeah.
By the way, did Odell Beckham Sr. produce this video or whatever?
Oh man,
that sure doesn't sound like Jarvis Landry speak to me at all. It doesn't sound like he even would put anything like that out. Um,
It's hard to say what the hell this is.
but you know what? This is the perfect town for it, because these players are pretty smart. If they want, if they want to start something, all they got to do is put it out in Brown's Twitter. And it just, I mean, it evolves into like, oh, he hated his entire time here. Now he never wanted to be here in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't even pay it any mind. The man has said he wanted to stay here. The ball's in Cleveland's court. They know that. I heard today the Browns and the representatives from Clutch Sports, where Jarvis, his agents are going to have some talks at the combine. So, put the brakes on that a little bit, slow this thing down. Yeah. So the man's driving in the car and he's got a song on that, that kind of like saying, oh, he's leaving. He's gone. He turned on whatever station he's got on, Sirius or whatever. And the song that's playing is just telling everybody how he's fed up. He's gone. He's out here. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, every little thing that happens, it just gets so blown so freaking out of proportion in this town. It's not even funny, man. It just borders on insanity anymore. When you keep doing the same thing, that's the definition of insanity. When you keep doing or saying the same thing over and over again, and you expect a different result, that's the definition of craziness, insanity. And that's what it's getting to be around here. I don't even pay it any mind anymore, Clarence. I really don't.
I mean, at this point, I'm tired of it. Between players' wives on social media,
Oh my God.
players, not just wives. I'm sorry, I shouldn't just say the wives. Between players' family, period, on social media, the players themselves, like, it's cool, I guess, because you know what, it gives them a direct line to the fans and the people that support them, and as well as the people that do not support them.
Yeah.
But at this time, I'm over it. Like, it was that playoff win was nice. That was awesome. We went in there and kicked the crap out of Pittsburgh. But it just seems like it's been pretty downhill since then, outside of, the first two games of the season. Even though we lost to the Chiefs, we still competed very well. Came back and beat Houston, but that's when Baker got hurt. That's where Jarvis is saying he got hurt in week 2 as well. So I'm at this point now where I'm like, I don't even want to see these guys on social media anymore. I feel like as an organization, the players are too out there on social media. Baker hasn't come out and put out an Instagram post or whatever the hell he put out saying that he's getting off social media. Good. I'm happy for that. But that's not stopping the rest of these dudes. And like you said, every little thing that comes out is dissected, and it's got to be decoded like they're trying to send some secret message. And it's like, come on, man.
Say it or don't say it.
Thank you.
You don't need to be, like you said, sending smoke signals out there so people can make their own. If people make their own decisions and make their own, garner their own opinions, it's one thing, but it all leads to one conclusion. And it's that the guy didn't want to be here. What's wrong with the front office? What's wrong with that locker room? Like, nothing wrong. Just because some guys, I mean, you don't hear nobody else saying anything. You think if something was really wrong and you've got 50 to 70 guys in that locker room every Sunday, somebody is going to come out and say something. I mean, you'd kind of like to think that the more people that are there, the more bull just got to come out of there. Nobody's saying anything. These guys got to drive around in a car or go out through with a third party to have somebody say something that's going on that they don't like. I can't wait for the day that somebody finally just breaks the ice and says, this is what's really going on in there. Until that happens, nobody knows what's happening. The front office would have put a stop to all of this by now if they knew there was something that was going to come out that shouldn't have come out. And, like I said, man, it's just getting to the point where I don't pay this any mind anymore. I don't care about it. The only thing I'm thinking about right now is the combine coming up next Tuesday. It starts the NFL season. It tries to get everybody else excited, but we can't have that around here, man. If there's no drama, there's nothing here. And it has to be, we can't have nice things, I guess. I don't know.
No, that's a problem. That's a serious problem. I shouldn't say our first solid season, but the season where there was actually some damn hope. We would go 7-9, and there was hope there. Don't get me wrong. And they bring in Freddie, and then we know about my man Freddie. And then they come back with Stefanski, 11-5. Things seem to be running real smooth, and then boom, here we are.
So and it's got to be more than the players. This is an organizational thing. You win together, you lose together. You strive together, you fail together. But no,
right.
Not here, man. Not here. It has to be somebody's fault. Okay. It has to be one person's fault.
Yes, one person.
You don't make tackles. You don't make kicks. You don't catch the ball. You don't call the right play. You don't have the right personnel on the field. It's always goes down to one person. It always trickles down to, it's got to be somebody. If I'm not saying it, they're blaming it on the quarterback and all that, but it's always got to be somebody else's. It's got to be one person's fault that the entire organization went awry.
Yeah, it can't be everybody.
No, it can't be a collective.
It can never everybody.
Yeah,
it can't be levels.
Right. It can't be a what's the word? It can't be a collective blow up. It's got to be, this is because of him. This happened.
And we're not talking about the QB, y'all. We're talking about, because I know a lot of people like to pin it on him.
Oh, yeah.
But I've seen it across the board where, some people blame it on the QB. Some people blame it on Stefanski. It stretches, but it's always pinned on one person. It can't be, as Rubin said, a collective failure. It's got to be one person.
It's got to be one person that caused the collective. The domino fell because one person pushed it. And that doesn't. And when you win together, if this would have been the year where nothing happened, nothing bad happened, and they just sort of kept on keeping the momentum from last year, and if it would have ended up being like where we thought it was going to end up, then it wouldn't be blaming. They wouldn't be that one person's reason that we won. It would not. Then it would have been a collective, marvelous season from the entire team as a whole. You see what I mean? You can't say we won this Super Bowl. The Rams didn't win the Super Bowl because of Matt Stafford. They won it because they have a great team. They got a collective group that came together and they won the big game. But if they lose that game, they lose it because Matt Stafford didn't play well.
Yeah, exactly. We don't talk about anything else.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. There has to be a person. We know who that person is here that everybody's blaming, and you can't blame. What if Mayfield has a wonderful year, throws for 4,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions or whatever, and they still finish 8-9 because they can't stop anybody.
It's gonna be Baker's fault.
Yeah, because that's the position that he plays. I mean, it is what it is, man. And again, like I said, I'm old school. Like I said to some kids today, to the kids that are in our group chat, hey, listen, I went through guys like Dr. David Mays. We went through quarterbacks like Spurgeon Wynn. We went through quarterbacks and these are guys who played on this team.
Rubin, stop right there. I will not allow you to badmouth Spurgeon the Spurgeon Wynn. I will not allow any of that.
We had. Let me see if I still have those papers here. I mean, we were going through. Listen, Tom Flick, a guy by the name of Phil Nelson, Don Horn. Oh my God, Mike Pagel. Paul McDonald. Listen, these are all guys. A couple of these guys started for this football team back in the day. So I'm not ever going to not appreciate what we have now, because until you have to suffer through that crap that we had to suffer all those years until Sipe finally got here and then Bernie after him, I don't want to hear it. You guys haven't seen anything compared to what we saw back in those days. And still, you see what I have on, right? Where's that little logo at? Right here. You see what I have on. This will never change. This will never come off my chest. So I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what anybody thinks. Your opinion is your opinion. It's neither right, neither is wrong, and it's your opinion. But man, don't try to change my mind because you feel that's the way it should be. I'm gonna be true to myself and true to my team, like I've always said, and you said it too. We don't root for this name. Here we root for this one that's on the front, and that's all there is to it, man.
That's right.
All right,
I've never bought a single Browns jersey. I haven't bought a single Browns jersey since the return, and the only one that I've ever bought is one from the Hall of Fame when I was like 12. And It was a Bernie jersey. It was a Bernie jersey. I'm 12. Yeah, because it's about the team on the front.
It's right here. Where's that logo? I gotta remember the way this is. Logo's right here on my left. That's what it's all about, man. Every year I get excited. The combine, which we'll talk about here in a minute, is the start of it all for me. I know the league year starts 2 or 3 weeks from now, but to me, it all starts with the combine moving forward. That's what's supposed to get, every team, it's 32 NFL teams, everybody gets excited because now we got a new influx of talent coming in here. All the chess games are played at the combine with GMs and owners and coaches and all that. And it's supposed to be an exciting part. No other league has anything quite like the combine. You don't see NBA hosting any combines for players like this. They'll have their all individual workouts that writers and reporters and everybody come to. Baseball doesn't have that. Hockey doesn't have that. Soccer, they don't have none of this stuff where they get 300 to 400 players come in there for 5 or 6 days consecutively and hold like mini practices where everybody can watch this. You can see different players. You can see guys that nobody even heard of before that are going to be 4th, 5th round draft picks in this league. That's what we get to be excited about. Not all this fighting back and forth on Twitter between people that, for the lack of a better term, and I'm not going to say everybody, but don't know what the hell they're talking about.
That's right.
Against people that do. And I don't know if it's just to get clicks or whatever the hell they call that on Twitter, where, you get likes or whatever. That we got better things to look forward to other than that. I don't pay that much attention. I don't pay any attention to it anymore. I'll answer once in a while just to be obnoxious and sarcastic, but other than that, I don't pay none of that stuff any mind, man. I don't care because I know Jarvis Landry, as far as I'm concerned, isn't going anywhere.
That's right. We'll have to see if we'll have to see with him. He's due to make $16 million. I'm sure. I would like to believe that the organization would like to keep him around, but somehow try and flatten out this number somehow, and whether it be extending him and trying to smooth out this number that he's owed, or honestly I don't know what their plan is at this point. But I guess we're gonna see.
Yep, I think if they talk to him, and they are, like, again, I've reiterated, they have meetings set for when they're at the combine with his agents at Clutch Sports, and I think they're going to come up with an offer to him to keep him here. Andrew Berry's no dummy. He knows he wants to stay here. He knows what he has in Jarvis Landry. He knows what the integral part he is of this team, what he's going to do, what he's done already. Once he got here and his team was in the dirt, and now to where we're at now, he knows what he's got. He's not going to let this guy just without at least a professional conversation say, listen, what can we do? This is what we can do for you to stay. May not be a long-term deal, may not be more than 2 years, but this is what we have for you if you stay. And Joku's would probably be a big signing as a way to keep Landry here, knowing that he can stay here as well and keep Landry. And you never know what kind of free agents. I heard people talking Christian Kirk, maybe 3 years, $24 million from the $16 million guaranteed from the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Williams is a name that keeps popping up. But, if you're going to do that, and that might be something that may keep Jarvis here. He says he wants to be here. That came out of his mouth first. So maybe they can cut the salary down a little bit. make it, maybe bundle this package up as a signing bonus so it won't take that much of a cap hit either. So yeah, there's some options out there. Andrew Berry knows what he's doing. As I said last week, I trust him. Look what he's done so far with the talent that he's got on this team. So just give it a shot. But, all this talking on Twitter and all that, man, please stop all that. That is just, it like I said, it's bordering on stupidity. It's bordering on idiocy. And it's just downright not funny anymore, man. It's not even worth talking about.
Yep. Sometimes though, that's as I kind of said in the beginning, this is how players can get their message out. It's not like back in the day where, we had to wait for the PD to get delivered and then read about the quotes from the players from the game that happened either that day or the day before or whatever. Now they can go right on the Twitter and put their thoughts out. It's a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, and I remember back in the day. Remember the Cleveland Press? I don't know. Do you remember the Press? It was the afternoon paper. So anything that happened.
I don't remember the Press.
Well, the Cleveland Press, anything between 8 a.m. and 2 o'clock when it came out, you got all this stuff in the morning. Because now the Plain Dealer and all that, they got the stuff from overnight for the deadline. But the Cleveland Press was the afternoon paper, so you would get everything that happened up to the minute. That was cool, yeah. But now, yeah, you're right. That we had to wait for that paper to bring it in now. But you know what? If you got something to say, it doesn't matter if it's now in the world of Nevermore and the way things are nowadays or back in the old days. There's always been this one thing though. Why don't you say the shit yourself? Why don't you just come out and say what you mean instead of putting it in cryptic tweets or what third party saying it for you? Say what you mean, man. Spit it out. If that's how you really feel, let's hear it. I mean, it doesn't matter new school or old school. Just let it out. Let's hear what you got to say. I don't want to have to be deciphering anything. I'm not into that. I don't want to hear that. That's not how I roll. Come on, let's hear it. What do you got to say?
Exactly.
Don't come up with all this. I gave everything I have. I have everything. Come on, man. What are you talking about here? Let's see the Stones. What are you talking about? Let everybody know what's going on. I don't want to hear all this background bull because again, they do that for a purpose. Like I said before, they do it for a reason because especially in this town, they know what's going to get the crowd moving. They know how to go and get this crowd going. Let me just put something up and let the people make of it what they will. And in this town, they know what's going on. If they want controversy, they know where to do it, man. There's nowhere better than in Cleveland to do that.
No, that's exactly it. Oh, all right. So enough with the social media stuff. Let's get into a little bit of the draft.
Yeah. The draft is coming, man. It's just, that. Well, no matter where you are, it's exciting. I know last year, I remember how exciting it was here this last year, Cleveland. Where's it going to be this year? LA?
I thought it was
Vegas. It's in Vegas.
Vegas, that's right.
Vegas, yep.
That's a great place to have a draft. Nobody's going to get in trouble there.
You can have a whole lot of drafts in Vegas. Yeah, you can have a whole lot of drafts there.
Oh, it's like I saw a tweet. There was a fight at the Crown Plaza this weekend, and I'm like, all right, we'll hear in like a week or so some former NBA player was involved in that fight. I imagine we're gonna have all kinds of stuff coming out about things that happen in Vegas, and they're not gonna stay in Vegas.
Maybe Alvin Kamara could probably be what do they call it, chaperone?
Yeah, he's a good one to have, right? So yeah, we got the combine starting March 1st, running through March 7th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, a full week, March 6th or 7th, a full week. Like I said, it's just, it's a big deal. It is. It's, you forget about everything that happened. Super Bowl's gone. The new season's about to start, Clarence, and you get to see some players on here that you never, you got the individual drills like the 40-yard dash and all that. 40-yard dash, what does that mean? That somebody's fast. anybody can, 40-yard dash, run as fast as you can, see if you can get the highest time. That doesn't actually translate to being a football player because you can run fast. But they have other stuff there that, the workout warriors, as I call them. You can see guys that the running around. Actually, the one that I really like is the gauntlet drill with the wide receivers, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But that's the one where this is the place where, like I said, you see players where their dreams come true, people that you never thought would. You get the Carson Wentz's of the world, and you get the Josh Allen's coming from those not big height, not colleges that stand out and make a name for themselves in the draft. It's a really, really great time. I love it. I love the combine.
It should be very interesting this year, especially for our Browns. It seems like the consensus between Browns fans seems to be that the wide receiver is the number one position for them to take.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree to a point. I feel like if depending on the way the draft shakes out, if there's some player laying there that fills a need, that's because this seems to be a pretty deep wideout class.
Yeah.
So if there's a player sitting there that that might have fallen that fills a need, they can't be like the old Browns and try and outsmart everybody and trade down and all that stuff. I feel like you pick the player that's there.
Yeah.
But as far as the wide receivers go, who do you like at that could possibly be there at 13? I know who I like, but I want to hear who you.
Yeah, well, and this is a nice draft, especially if they want to double dip at the wide receiver position. What I mean by that is if they got their number one guy at number 13, and then they want to double dip in the second round and grab another one. There's plenty of guys there to do that. There's going to be some guys that are going to drop to the low first round. They may trade up to try to get, and there's going to be some special players that'll be there in the second round as well. They want to move up in the second round, which is a little easier, in my estimation, to move up in the second round than it is to move up in the first. But I mean, they have those you got guys coming out here, and like I mentioned, that gauntlet drill that they have at the combine. Clarence, what they do is they run sideline to sideline at breakneck speed. And what they do is they got footballs coming at them from both angles. They got them from the left side. They got them from the right side. They got to grab the ball, toss it, grab the ball, toss it, grab it, turn around and catch it. And then when they get to the final reception, they have to plant their foot when they get to the end line and make a dash towards the goal line. They have, what you're doing in this is you're looking to see how the receiver catches the ball, how they secure it when they catch it, how fast they get ready for the next throw. Their body control. I mean, it's bad. It's really unbelievable. And how they battle adversity. What do they do when one comes at them and they drop it? Do they sit there and mope them? Because if they turn their head, it's coming from the other sideline. These are the kind of drills where you're looking for these guys, and these are the guys that I'm looking for to stand out in these drills. I'm looking at Treylon Burks from Arkansas. This is a good kid. This kid is big. He's strong. He's got those gigantic hands. He's got Shannon Sharp hands at the wide receiver position. This guy just plucks balls out of the air. He should be perfect for this to watch in this gauntlet drill. This kid shouldn't miss one. But again, you never know. Again, the speed for the size of this kid is unbelievable. But again, he's not part of it. Is another guy he's from an SEC school, but he's from the lower half of the SEC that doesn't get much exposure at Arkansas. Garrett Wilson's another one. He's a smallish kid. I know this is a guy that you like as well. Out of high school, he was a big time recruit, man. But now he's a different kind of player than the Treylon Burks because Wilson is known for his separation, and we've seen it on those years at Ohio State. He's got that Stephon Diggs kind of a look to him. Not quite as tall as Stephon Diggs, but the way he runs these routes, man, he just snaps these routes when he runs. And again, watching him in this gauntlet drill is going to be a bit different because this is straight across, but his hand-to-eye coordination is what you're going to be able to see when Garrett Wilson gets out there. This kid Pickens from Georgia is another one. This is another kid here, man. That's his 6'2" or 3", something like this, over 200-pound wide receiver as well. Again, Um, he's got some of the best hands, they say, in college football, but he's not. Uh, I'm gonna say he's not a Sports Center highlight reel type of guy.
Yeah.
He's
Not
just
a speed demon.
exactly. He's one of these guys that'll. He's an old. Remember Brian Brennan? Brian Brennan used to be that possession receiver, the guy you kind
Hands.
of catch. He's got the hand.
Hands for days.
He's gonna be another one when you see on this drill. He's going to be now. This kid did have a torn ACL, and he came back to play in a championship game. He wasn't quite himself, but he's another one to look out for. There's going to be another kid that's gonna break out. And lastly, this is Drake. I can't get this Drake London kid out of my head. This kid is 6'5", 210, 215. Used to play basketball at USC. So him and Mobley got down a little bit, but he got an ankle injury playing basketball. And they said, "Oh, pump the brakes on that. You're not doing that anymore." But this kid has, we don't know how he's going to do in the combine because he did twist that ankle playing basketball this season, I think it was, or some kind of intramural basketball. So we don't know how much he's gonna participate in the combine. I'd love to see him in there. I really would, because he's gonna be this kid's gonna be something. He's gonna be a good pro. And unfortunately, you wish you could have all these guys, Clarence. We need them, but you can't have them all. And lastly, Jamison Williams. This kid is. I mean, how do you not take Jamison Williams? Yeah, he's gonna sit out. He's gonna be a project. Hopefully this kid is like JOK and he drops down into the second round, because I can guarantee you Barry's going to go after him if he does. He went crazy. I mean, he played here at Ohio State, as we know. The talent coming back, the power that was coming back at Ohio State forced him out, forced him to transfer over to Alabama. He goes to Alabama, 79 catches last year, 28 yards per catch average. He had like 15, 16 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. I don't have to tell you anymore about this kid, all SEC. I mean, the speed, the height, the hands, he is the real deal. But again, do you take a chance on somebody like that is going to sit out most of the season, if not all of it, due to an ACL tear? There you have it, man. I don't know if any of these guys, other than Chris Olave, I didn't mention. I don't have to. We all know Chris Olave. He's 6'1". Not ideally. You may want him a little taller, but this kid can ball. He's got, his route running is amazing. It's unbelievable. The kid's going to be where he's supposed to be all the time. He's got a great pair of hands. I just wish there was some way, somehow we can get a couple of these kids, but chances are you have to go with the one that you feel is going to make your team better right away. And then maybe a project, or maybe if you get lucky enough to get a steal like we did with Owosu Komora last year, if you can get one of these other kids as a steal in the second round, it would be fabulous. A fabulous, fabulous draft that you can pull this off. They got some great talent at the wide receiver position. I'm very excited to see this combine with these wide receivers. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yes, I'm I like Wilson. I like London. And then I'm enamored with this Treylon Burks kid.
Yeah, Burks is he's going to be a star. This kid is going to be an absolute stud.
I just, at this point, like I'm done with 6 foot and under receivers.
Yeah.
I need to see this 6'3" monster who can not only go up and high point the ball, not only can make big catches in the red zone and in the end zone, but that is fast.
Yeah,
that is fast. That can create that separation that's needed. Because I feel like, and this is something maybe we can touch on in future podcasts. I might have even said it last week. If you look at the list of wide receivers the Browns have had since '99, that ain't no list of superstars either.
No. what did we say last year? They're 1 year wonders.
Yeah, one year wonders.
Braylon Edwards, Josh Gordon. Who's that?
And like at this point, I'm looking for this guy for this big dude and who's fast, and I feel like this kid could be the answer.
Yeah.
Now,
And
I think we
I'm not
both
totally,
agree.
I'm not totally against the smallish guy because I'm looking at a guy in Cincinnati that's not, he's not the Jolly Green Giant either.
Sure,
But
sure,
yeah, but
sure.
those, like I said, those guys come once every 10 years. You're not
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
not gonna find a Chase in this draft anywhere, folks. So don't go looking for him. He's not gonna be there in this draft.
Unless we get lucky and we get a guy. I think we both agree too that a whole lot of the times that it's you can have the talent, but it depends on where the hell you get drafted and their support system around you and what you can turn into.
Exactly. And you know what? And
So,
this would be a different conversation too, Clarence, if the draft happened before the free agency. But it doesn't.
very true.
So you don't know what's going to happen in free agency, how much money the Browns are going to pop out of the. Can they get Christian Kirk to sign as a free agent who's got speed galore, who can be, he also's got some height to him, that can be that kind of a player. He's already a veteran. Can they get, if they don't get him, can they get a Mike Williams in here from the Chargers? Can all of this happen before the draft happens? That turns this around. That makes this draft a whole lot different than what we're talking about right now. This is just wishful thinking here because we don't know what's going on. The draft, the free agency season starts in 2 weeks, man. The week after this combine they can start signing free agents a couple of weeks away. Man. You don't know. This conversation could take a different turn if they can go up to Jarvis, Landry when they start having those talks in the combines and say, hey, listen, in 2 days, we're going to have a contract in principle with, I don't know, pick one. Christian Kirk, Mike.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, we got something cooking. We need you here as part of, Cleveland's not going to go and get 2 rookie wide receivers with no veteran wide receiver.
No, that's definitely not happening.
Guys. That's not going to happen. So somebody's going to be here. Whether it's Jarvis or whether it's another free agent somewhere that's got experience for it, because they're going to get some young kids in this draft. That's what makes this exciting, man, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
That's right. Oh, well.
Other than that, how did you like to play, Mrs. Lincoln?
Oh, man. Here's hoping that this week goes by with very minimal negative Browns news. I guess that's the only way to phrase it.
Yeah, it's Browns Twitter. Something's gonna happen, man. That's just I don't find this stuff out until somebody sends it to me. I don't even bother looking. So what did they say now?
I saw something earlier this week about Baker and his dad and them trademarking stuff and then Ponzi scheme. Like it's just on some old ridiculous shit. There's no need to look any further into it.
Yeah.
On that note, we will tell you guys to stick with us all off season long for your Browns news. Rubin and I are working on some kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, we got something happening for you guys. We're not going to pop it out now because it takes a little research. Something that we enjoy that kind of stuff.
If you like the Marvel series, What If? Stay tuned to Den of the Dogs podcast because we're going to be going back and we're going to be doing some things for you guys.
Yeah, that's I don't want to let it cat out of the bag because we just don't quite have it together yet. That's on us.
That's right.
But we're going to pass that along to you guys as soon as we can. We'll try to make that a weekly thing here towards the end of our broadcast. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. That's gonna be pretty fun. It will be pretty fun. I just wish we could get people in on it with us so we can get their takes on it. But after you watch us and see the program, if you got any ideas of what if, put it on our Twitter, man. We'll go back and forth with it as long as it ain't got nothing to do with politics or nothing like that. We're good with it, man. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Yes, absolutely. Well. So ends another episode of Den of the Dogs. Make sure you check out all the other podcasts through Believe Land Media. This one is our first one on video. So if you notice a hair out of place or anything like that, we're not
let me know.
Let us know.
I need a little bit of powder under my eyes or something. I got too much gray in my hair.
I did a fresh shave today.
This may be a little bit crooked here, but we'll see what happens. I mean, hey, I don't profess to be pretty, you're just a little smart. Well, yeah, guys, and again, as I do every week, when I say this to you, I say this to you right from right here. We really appreciate everybody who listens, now watches what we do here on a weekly basis. But if you want to be a part of it, you can. Very affordable to all the small businesses out there. Give us a holler. I'm at Rube 1957 on Twitter. And my partner is on Idaho.
Idaho
Anthony.
Anthony. That's right.
Give us a quick shout out. Let us know. We'll get you the information. Go on our page, I believe Land Media LLC. All of the information in there. The packages are available for you to follow along with us. And trust me, you'll if you like our podcast and you want to be part of it, you'll be on it. 30-second spots on our program, not just this podcast, but all of them. The kids do a wonderful job for you, and we'd love to have you aboard. Get a hold of Kevin Sleds, and you'll find him on the webpage. His phone number will be in there. I'm not giving it out. You have to go in there and get it, and his email address, and he'll take care of you. And before we get out of here, I just got to do this one last time. Clarence, in the words of the late, great Freddie Kitchens, I don't want to say late like he's dead, but like he's not here. In the words of the ungreat Freddie Kitchens.
If you do not wear brown and orange, you don't matter. Everyone have a good night, y'all.
Peace, everybody.